What's up, guys? This is Hyce, and welcome to Office Hours for November 2025. This is the stream in which we hopefully answer and deal with all manner of fun railroad conversations and railroad questions. I've got a bunch of pre-asked questions still. One of these days we'll get through them. And then, of course, you're always happy and welcome to send live top chats and live chats, and I'll do my best to follow things up there. I'm slightly... There has been a cat quite frequently who likes to rub up on everything on my desk. And as such, the camera gets adjusted. It's fine. Time's fake. It is the end of November. Hi, Blues Crew. I see you. And Train Beast V2, I see it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving if you're in the United States. We celebrated yesterday, and I got to go hang out with my some of my girlfriend's friends' family, and it was quite wonderful. And had the turkey and the turkey coma and the whole 9 yards. So hopefully everyone is enjoying the holiday weekend out here. Anyway, from Eric's Train World 5488, engineer 7 months. Thank you so much for being an engineer. Happy late Thanksgiving, guys. Likewise to you. I hope everyone listened to Alice's Restaurant. It's the most important thing, if you ask me. But anyway, I'm going to jump into Discord. I see that my buddy Michael is in, and then we're going to jump into the questions. My sound is way off. Uh-oh. That's not great. What's way off about it? Use your words. Hello, Michael. Good to see you.
How's it going?
Good. All right. From the Sexy Mantis, fireman for 34 months. Can't wait till the end of January to go ride behind 20. You haven't rode the DNS NG since you were like 3, and you've never ridden behind 20, so it should be fun. Should be fun. Is now when I spoil things? We can finally spoil things. So, this has been in the works for months and took a long time to get all the details hammered out and everything figured out. I have not signed a contract yet, but that's coming next week. There is going to be a dedicated Hyce charter at the Durango and Silverton behind the 20. So we're adding an extra dedicated day where it's like, hey, I'll be on the train guaranteed. Going to be hanging out probably on the way back from Cascade, but if I get approved and rules qualified and everything, I'll be the engineer for the charter on the way up to Cascade, so you get to ride behind me and meet me and all the whole stuff. So that's very exciting. More news to come on that. We're very, very thrilled by the fact that this is possible and that the DNS and the museum were cool with actually going through and doing this. So I'm more than excited. It's going to be fun. So we're going to have a dedicated charter. Mark your calendars, February 22nd. So that's going to be the day that's going to be. But more information will come out about that. We'll probably put out an announcement video specifically about it, particularly once tickets are on sale and all that sort of stuff. So very excited by all that. So I hope that you guys are excited too. And it will be interesting to see if it proves as a format as something that we can do regularly, potentially. So if it does well, maybe there will be more of these sorts of things in the future, which is very exciting. So anyway, I see that the top chats are now coming in here. Good to see everybody today. Delu the Avali, I'm sorry. Donation jump scare. Yes, thank you. Outcast 7305, have I ever heard of the Davenport duplexes? You can best describe them as a Mason bogie, but with both trucks powered, plus they are geared, steamed, mostly used in logging railroads. Pics sent in DMs. I have seen these. I didn't realize that was what they were called, but let me pull them up on stream here in just a sec. Thank you for sending the pictures over.
Big question is, can you neutral drop one?
Well, I guess it depends on if it's got a transmission that is multi-ratio. Huh. Those are goofy looking. Speaking of goofy looking things, I need to double check and see where we're at with submissions, but I do think I want to try and do another edition of Cursed Trains, either tomorrow or on Sunday. You know, close out November strong, as it were. I know it's been stream light and video heavy this month, and it's been a bit of a thing, but hopefully you guys have been appreciating the content at the very least. Yeah, those are weird. So yeah, the main rod goes and it connects with a counterweight and everything, and then it's gear reduced to that, and they are like a double bogey. That is exceedingly weird. All right, let's see. From Coralie. Oh God, the chats are now coming in. Stop jumping. Brakeman for 25 months. Howdy, finally back after your wedding and honeymoon. Congratulations. I hope that all went off without a hitch, and that you had a good time. Glenn Holland, fireman, 31 months. Happy belated Thanksgiving, brother. Regular friendly member, friendly reminders and such. Hope you've had a great week. Yes, I have. It's been busy. We do need to, maybe in December we can sit down and record the Emperor of the North thing. Yeah, maybe next month will work. GFTD trains, 578. Brakeman, 3 months. Happy Thanksgiving from Norfolk and Western's Radford Division. Thank you. Virgo the Drewski, engineer, 22 months. Hope your Thanksgiving went well. The birds!
So it begins.
I guess so. We haven't had birds in a minute. It's not been much stream stuff. So, thank you, Blues Crew, for the set of birds. I'm gonna wag your stick at you.
Birds are always a good problem to have.
Yes, but she's not allowed to send birds. That's all right. She just needs to know that she's not allowed to pay for a ticket to the charter. So I've got Leighton Moreland on watch, and we've already refunded at least one thing that she's purchased from the store, if not two. Not allowed, but anyway. Sorry about that. We interrupted Virgo the Drewski's question here. I hope the Thanksgiving went well. It did. Thank you so much. You're currently registering for the welding certification course at community college, so you can start learning some skills to make your own 3-foot gauge 262. Well, that's quite the project, and I definitely recommend learning as much as you can before you dive into something like that, because even building something like a live steam locomotive is a ton of work and requires a lot of little knowledge. And Brett Leighton and I are sitting here going, man, this is going to be challenging for the three of us to make a not very technologically advanced 240. So, anyway.
You guys are engineers.
And we're all engineers. Leighton's a professional engineer. It says so in his name at this point. So, yeah. Steam Power! Hey, good to see our resident Michigander here. Any plans for Cursed Trains? Hey! Spoilers, I beat you to it. Yes, hoping to do that soon. I need to double check with Auntie on the form and if we have submissions or not. If not, we could always just do a totally live Cursed Trains and that could be unhinged and see how that goes. But anyway. Hope all is well. You just got done with foaming Huckleberry. Steam engines with Christmas lights are the best. Opinions are allowed. You may not be able to make the charter, but you're going to bring it up to people. That's wonderful. Yeah, we're speaking of the charter, we're imagining the capacity is going to be about 120 total. And we're going to try and price it as fairly as we can. So I'm hoping that it's a possibility for everyone, and more details to come with that. But we'll have to see how that all works out. No end of the line yet. Not allowed. Guy Miller, the stream buffered for me when you said girlfriends. So for me, you said that you went to hang out with some of your girlfriends, and that made you laugh way too hard. No, I've only got the one, and she's quite lovely. So, yeah, I'm not, that's not something for me. But anyway, Lennon Beatty, fireman, 23 months. Thank you so much. Hello, Hyce. How long will 20 be in Durango for? She is slotted to be in Durango through the spring. The first event back at the museum is going to be Colorado Crossings in May, where she's going to come back up and then celebrate with her cousin, 315, both originally from the Florence and Cripple Creek, which is going to be really cool. But I'm specifically when, I don't know. I do actually believe that February 22nd date for our charter actually might be the last event that she does while she's down there. I'm not 100% certain, though. From Zach, YP9JY. Here's £2. At least I think that... I always confuse the pound and the euro sign. I think that's £2. Thank you either way.
Yep.
Okay, good. Enjoy the stream. You've also been streaming. Wonderful. Very cool. Corey Gibson. Hey, buddy. Conductor, 27 months. Starting a petition to change the road number for the Montezuma rebuild to 3/4 instead of 1. That would be appropriate, especially considering its tractive effort, but no.
It's the 3/4 show guys doing it. I think it's very appropriate.
We have discussed having a metal panel in the side cab wall where it is lettered Montezuma so that we can put shit posty things on magnets on there. So maybe we do that once, but we'll see. Let's see. The Colorado Kid 1758. Hey, Hyce. Happy late Thanksgiving. Same to you. How's it been behind 315's throttle for Polar? Also need an idea of what kind of camera equipment / lenses you and everyone else may use for the upcoming 20 charter. Hey, fancy that you should mention that. 315 is interesting. It's so similar yet so different to the 346 and 20. I haven't really fired it most of the time that I've been around when it's been operating, which has only been 2 days really so far. Some of the 315's own crew, part of the DRHS, have been firing it and learning to deal with the joys of our messed up little railroad. But I've run it a fair amount, and it's just goofy. It's the same yet different in some ways. Yeah, the air brakes remind me a lot of 346. It's the same setup with A1 and an S3A independent brake valve. And that's all been fine. The interesting things, and we're working on a lot of this stuff with the DRHS guys, knowing that we can have it in a confined place where we can test it and do all sorts of stuff. The museum's been working with them to change a couple things and, get the locomotive into a slightly happier place. It's by no means is anything like wrong with it or anything like that, but there's little quirks that it's like, well, we could change that and it'll be a little bit more historic, or maybe it'll be a little bit more user-friendly, stuff like that. The throttle is pretty stiff. It's middle of the road. I was telling them after running it for a fair bit, the throttle's like, out of everything that I've run from the gamut of the 2-foot gauge Porter out in Ohio up to the R-Class Hudson down in Australia, the throttle's about middle of the road with the J&L 58 was like the worst throttle experience of all time. Like that's the bottom of the barrel. 315's in the middle. The Johnson bar, and this is something that's adjustable that we were just working on getting the tooling to actually adjust it. The Johnson bar is very fond of trying to launch you through the front cab door. And it's the most violent of Johnson bars that I've come into. So it's like, that piece isn't so great, but I think it's just a slight adjustment thing, and we can get that fixed up, and it should be a little bit happier. If not, it might need a little work in the valves, but I mean, it's totally operable, and you get used to the quirks, but there is a timing in the running gear where it's like, don't touch it. Don't touch it then, because you're going to go for a ride. And me and her have had some words over that, but that's probably the biggest detail that we've learned. I do have to say that it has the singular nicest whistle pull and whistle that is so easy to quill and have fun with. Like, clobbers anything else that I've ever operated. So it's like, it's the best there. Johnson bar might be the worst, but it's not something that's like wrong with the crew or the locomotive. It's something that we can adjust and should be better. And then the throttle's, pretty middle of the road. So all said and done, it's a steam engine. There you go. The interesting thing, people have posted, somebody took that little clip of me and 346 back in 2016 where she's waddling so hard that I start, mimicking her in the cab. I think the video is just, somebody titled it like Hyce and Kenosha or something silly like that. 315 does a completely different shimmy. The 346, the main rods connect on the number 2 driver, and on the 315 they connect on the number 3. So it's a much longer main rod that does less up and down, basically, for the distance that it covers than 346, where it's like the aspect ratio of the rod is very, very, very tight. And so 346 does the waddle hard like this, but 315 then unsurprisingly does this one so much more. So she's not bobbing like in a yaw left right, in roll left right, she's bobbing in a yaw left right. And she does it pretty hardcore. It's surprising, and it makes me go, I always assumed that the C18s would be a much better ride because of that. And I really honestly think that Baldwin should have averaged the two of them somehow. If they could have put a driver in between the two distances, it would have had a lot less thrust and all that stuff. Definitely interesting. So, yeah. It's been a joy to get to know her, and we're going to cover a little bit more of that stuff in a dedicated video at some point, but I need to sit down and kind of look through. I'd been working to get all the content scheduled in November and December. This is when ad revenue is the biggest, so I've been trying to hammer the videos down a little bit, knowing that it's the way the business works. And so I'm not sure when I can slot that video in with everything else, but it's got to go on the list, and I've got to figure it out. So anyway, in terms of camera equipment and lenses me and everyone else will be using for the charters, I do not know what other people are going to be using. I could probably talk with my buddy Big Deal and see what he's going to use, but for me, all of the top chats and the sets of birds and everything are very, very appreciated because, as you'll see if you're not a member, in the video that comes out tomorrow, I shoot primarily with my Sony that I picked up a couple years back, thanks to all y'all. Let me get my my teleprompter off of it. Which I've basically just been leaving the camera over here set up to go. So it's a Sony FX30. That's the camera body that I use. And my primary lens that I use with it is just this 18-105. It's only an f4 lens, and it's a little bit on the cheaper side for the Sony stuff. It's still like a $500 lens, but they are just stupid expensive. And so it's an 18-105, and that is the furthest telephoto I have. I can't do anything further than 105, and so particularly knowing that 20 is going to be down there and it's going to be this big thing, and it's the one time that's her first time back operating on that line, it's like, I want to do the best job I can to cover it, and so I have been putting in the description of the stream, there is a Grandmaster Sony lens that is like, ooh, I really, really desire one of those, but they, it comes with a cost. I want to say the lens that I've got linked in the description of the stream, I want to say it's like $3,100. It's like, oh, that's pretty significant, but it means that I'll be able to do better content and that sort of stuff, so everyone's contributions significantly helps me towards that kind of goal. So eventually I want to get a full complement of the big trio of 3 Grandmaster lenses so I can cover everything. It's the joy of camera anything. Anyone who knows and gets into it can understand that. But yeah, it's going to be a lot all said and done. So anyway, I'm hoping that I will be able to afford one of those and be able to use that to cover the stuff with 20 running in Durango. If not, I'll continue using the cheaper lens that I've got, and that'll be that. But anyway. Okay, good question, Colorado Kid. Blues Crew, there's the set of birds. That's how behind we are. Oops, it's fine. They got me monologuing. It happens. Again, Blues Crew, thank you for the set of birds, but you're not allowed. That's fine. Glenn Holland, friend of yours, modeled that Davenport in Lego a few years ago. They're gnarly. Weird. That must have been cool to see. Rexy Catlico, Conductor 14 months. 14 months, time isn't real. Also love the void you have going on there. Yes, it consumes everything. Be careful. Oh, it's a green screen. Oh, it's a void. It's fine. Let's see. Fuzzcopter 467. How many uses for a potato can I think of? I mean, many? All of the food things that you could do with a potato? There's many different dishes one could make with a potato.
You can make a battery.
Yeah. Food uses? A battery? You could distill it and make vodka, comrade. So at least 3 if you group all the food into one. But
you can make party with potato. Don't ask.
I don't.
Make a Mr. Potato Head.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Stick him in a stew. That's all I have to say.
Boil and mash. Yes, that all falls under the context of food. But yes, boil them, mash them, and stick them in the stew. That is a much better answer than I gave. But anyway. Damon's Armory. Hello, Hyce. Been a while since you've caught a stream. Been busy with school. Finally going for power engineering 4th class. It's going well. Great to hear. Great to see you here, and thanks. Outcast 7305. You also found a really cursed dual gauge crossover from Japan. Also sent in DMs. It's like model train track crossing over 2 gauge. Let's see.
Oh, I think I know which one he's talking about.
Also sent in DMs. Oh, okay. There we go. I was like, I don't see that right away. Oh my good Christ. What? Why? What is the purpose of this being needed? That is fascinating. It's like live steam in like 2-foot gauge. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
What?
And the 2-foot gauge has a little battery electrics on it.
But why? I mean, it's very neat, but
I mean,
I think this is very much of a case of why not.
Oh yeah, well, it's a case of why not, but also it is a good use of real estate.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of it, like the mechanism is really cool, but the fact that they ground the flangeways for the live steam stuff through the railhead, that is utterly hilarious. Very cool. Thanks for sending that along. I hadn't seen that yet. Sonic Nick 5192, Conductor 19 months. Why do the normal SD70M Special UP have different radiators in the rear? Someone go contact EMD back in the day. I'm not sure particularly. Was the design of the time, I suppose. I don't have an exact answer for that. Somebody who had more experience working on the 70s might be able to tell you. I don't know if anyone in here's really worked on an SD70. Probably not. So, I know what you mean, that they're just like flat-sided, but I don't know the reasoning behind it other than probably ease of manufacture, but I don't know. Virtual Railfan Productions. Speaking of weird trains, have you ever seen the Great Northern's M2 2680 articulated locomotives? A few of them were also tested on the Southern as well as the main out of Asheville. I do think I've seen one of those engines. And they're goofy.
Weren't they chopped into 2 separate locomotives at the end of their life?
I want to say that's right. Here's a picture of the engine for the uninitiated. So they're compounded articulateds, and yeah, it's a 2680, because we were still scared of trailing trucks, I guess. Kind of goofy looking. The front end is particularly weird looking on it. And then it's got huge cylinders up front, because the compounding. Yeah. I mean, any kind of articulated that doesn't have a trailing truck just always looks weird. Like, the bull mooses look weird, too. But, yeah. I would not be surprised if these were ones that got split up. I don't know for sure, though.
The M2s got made into 07282s.
Yeah, there you go. Hi, Josie.
Hello.
Let's see. Zach, Brakeman, 20 months. You do have a Curse Train submission. You will DM it. Okay, thank you. Dat Guy Miller, if I send you pics of the cursed steamer from a few streams ago, could you show it in the stream? The engine that's actually 2? By all means. We had a submission form. I don't know if it's got submissions still or if we went through them all or what. Because we did finish them all once, but I think we reopened the form. It's been a long time, so feel free and DM it over for now, and then worst case I can always manually add it in later. Striker, engineer, 32 months. Knoxville's airport is getting southwest around February next year, and one of the flights is from Knox to Denver, so hopefully things go well. You could maybe see the charter. That would be quite lovely. We are looking into providing some kind of Denver to Durango round-trip transport service for folks, knowing that, hey, it's going to be winter and Wolf Creek Pass is Wolf Creek Pass. So Leighton, and by we I mean Leighton because he's a saint, is looking into all that stuff. So there might be the opportunity to just have the Foamer expedition of all time with a bunch of Hyce fans across things. I will likely not be a part of that because it's going to be tighter to the weekend of event itself. And 20's running for like the 6 days in advance of the event, and I'm probably going to be down there the whole time. So it's definitely going to be interesting. So hopefully we can make that work. It depends on interest and stuff because it's not a cheap upfront cost to figure that out. So yeah. Let's see. Dylan Brooks, hey Hyce, you're watching the behind the song videos on the other channel, and you were wondering if there's a video-worthy story behind 12 String. Not really. 12 String was a song where I kind of came up with the intro riff and was like, well, it's kind of interesting, and it's kind of modal. Oh, I bet it would sound really good on a 12 string, so maybe I should play it on the 12 string. And then I did, and I was like, and then there went the rest of the song. So, some of them have more detailed stories. That one, not particularly, and I would like to pay more attention to the second channel, but, what's time? It's fake. There's not enough of it, so, maybe we'll get there one of these days, but anyway. Trains and more random stuff. Engineer 29 months. Hello, how's it going? Clears throat. I cast petted cat. Yes. My pants are in fact covered in Hades and Zeus hair. So, yeah. There was lots of cat petting that went on earlier. I don't know where they... Oh! I was just gonna say, I don't know where they are. But I see Hades boy. Come on, buddy. You gotta be on the internet for me, okay? Hi, sweet boy.
You've been summoned.
Badunk. Here's the kitty. He's in a box. See?
56.
We're fulfilling everyone's wishes. They wanted to see a cat get pet, so... Here's a Hades boy. Yeah, this box, for whatever reason, this is like the best box. The kitties love it, so... I will put you back down because he weighs like 16 pounds.
Chunky boy.
It's a lot of cat to hold. Alright. Joey the cat. Oh, goodness. Stop jumping, chat. Joey the cat. Hey, Hyce. A theory I thought of how the Polar Express went left and right on the ice using the bunching up and stretching out of slack. That's interesting. I need to do it this year. I said I was going to do it last year, and I didn't. But I have a remote control C6 or C19 that is FN3 scaled thanks to Rex Anger, and it could run on whatever. So I want to take it up to an icy lake, presumably if it ever freezes. God, it has not snowed and it's nearly December, which it's fine, right? It's fine. I promise. So I need to do that video because there might be something in the leading and the weights of everything that cause a locomotive to be able to maybe steer, maybe. Like, the counterweighting is not, like, totally perfect. And obviously on a model it's going to be scaled down, but it is a really funny idea to me to be like, oh yeah, we're just going to go take this and run it on the lake. So we'll see if that's something that I can actually get done this year. But if the weather doesn't permit, the weather doesn't permit. So, but bunching up and stretching out the slack, I don't know if that would help you steer or not. Unless the draft gear was uneven for some reason. Hard to say.
The knuckles are kind of uneven.
That's true.
They're a little bit uneven.
Knuckles are right-handed, so I don't know if that would make a difference or not. But it's something I'm going to test at least in scale, so. Virgo the Drewski, thank you for the $50. Very much. Appreciate that. If it would be interesting for office hours, I would love to pick a bone with you about all the logistics of this TBH along in the future project. You've been studying all you can, but it would be nice to hear some more of the specifics from y'all. I would definitely be down to discuss all that stuff, but that might get a little into the weeds in this kind of forum. So shoot me an email and let's try and figure something out there, because definitely like to talk about it. James the Rel fan, hi, I'm bored at work again. Well, hopefully we're helping somehow. Jordan Freeman, has Leighton sent any feedback regarding my email? No, he's been very busy with charter things, so I don't think he's had a chance to take a look. I think they would be interesting. They would probably sell. Shrug. Neat tumblers. So, I don't know. Emma Person, engineer 36 months, 3 years. Thank you so much. You've been having fun these last few weeks when it reached minus 30 Celsius, minus 22 at one point. Running trains in the cold is fun. It's not like all the switches freeze up. Posted a fun clip in the engineers chat. No. Railroading in the snow specifically sucks. That much cold? Yeah, that's not fun. I see the clips that you're posting. Oh, good God, your OCS is just going nuts. Yowza. All right, let me pull that up on stream. Opening the link. Oh, it's just going to download it now. Okay. Yeah.
It's fine. The arcing's normal.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, there is some amount of arcing typically, but it depends on the overhead contact system. But God, yeah, not really snowy, but bitter cold. Yeah, goodness. Oh no, there's a couple of the other clips have snow. Let's see. You've activated the warp drive. Very good. Wow. That is.
All we're missing now is something going plaid overhead.
I was gonna say that's pretty spectacular. And yeah, switches do not like the cold like that. Look at this other train coming that's just having a rave with the overhead contact system. Good heavens. Yeah, that level of cold sucks. I think the worst I've been in was minus 17. And that's minus 17 Fahrenheit, of course, so I would assume close to that, probably minus 25 Celsius, maybe minus 28. Let me find I'm just trying to do the math in my head, man. It's close enough. It's ballpark. They don't need to know the actual thing. I think that was in 2023, and I've got a great picture from that day that I'm gonna have to pull up because somebody will use it for memes afterwards. So let's see. Goodness. Oh, maybe it wasn't 2023. Was it 2022? Oh, it might have been 2022 because that might have been when I was working full-time at the museum before the YouTube consumed my life. It's fine. Let's see. If I don't find it quickly, we'll continue on, but it's a very meme-worthy image, so yes, good. Here's Leighton with his glasses just absolutely frosted over. It's fine. And here's me. It was minus 17, and that sucked. My grandma gave me that ski mask, and I'm like, I remember I was living in Seattle at the time when she gave that to me for Christmas the one time, and I was just like, when am I ever gonna use this? I don't know, but
that picture needs to be an emote.
That's something that we could probably make happen, but yeah, that was quite silly, and it was crappy and snowy out, and it was kind of magical though, because I mean the steam hung out forever, so it just made for crazy gigantic plumes and stuff, and it was really pretty. But as you'll see, cleaning the switches out and cleaning out everything to make sure there was no ice in any of the points or any of the guardrails, because if ice is hard enough, it will compact and water doesn't compress, and you can derail a train with ice, so you have to sweep out and clean out the switches, and yeah, that sucks. I've done a video about that sucking in the past, so yeah, don't envy you, Emil. Yeah, setting it on fire is easier, but you know. Akabog, conductor 38 months, you're jealous of that camera gear, the museum is ready for an upgrade. I believe that. You should have the budget, I would hope, but you know, match your buddy Hyce. So, oh boy. I just got a very fun text message from Dusty. If I have to. Anyway, it's fine. Alexander Beck. So always been curious about the physics of blind drivers. Do they really behave differently than flanged ones? Sorry if your question's an odd one. No, it's a good question. And I've got a great video that you could actually watch on that. It's one of the better performing videos on the channel. If you pull up, sort it by popular, or if you search, you know, Hyce blind drivers. We actually did a study, and this is years back on the channel. I did studies with GoPros dangerously close to the rail and looked at the wheel sets on all of the 2 locomotives that we have that operate. Although I guess we could look at 315 now if I really cared. I don't think we're going to run it enough during the day to get good shots. Oh well. And I also don't know if there's agreements about filming 315. I have to look into that. But they do behave differently, obviously, because they will not contact the rail. And all these videos, because I did about 3 of these. I did a couple different ones on 491, one of which where I ended up putting a camera on every axle, you know, just multiple laps to kind of get and study what happens through the curvature. But you can see the blind driver do the blind driver thing, and it would have hit the rail otherwise had it been a flanged driver. So, yes. Yeah, definitely take a look at that whole video if you want to get more into the weeds on it, because I do in the video, but it's a good question. Virgo the Drewski, and you also pre-ordered 20 boxcars. All right, you were not kidding about the N scale. Thank you so much. John Doe, fireman at 20... What's up, Corey?
I think if you order... Virgo, I think if you order 30 more boxcars, Leighton owes you dinner.
I believe Leighton did say during the ADHD News Supercut that if somebody buys all of the hoppers we have, that he'd take them to lunch or dinner. Which, side note, we still need to get rid of some of those, and we're working on some sales in the store, so keep your eyes open on all that sort of stuff. But I'm sure if you try to order 50 of something from the Hyce Train store, I'm sure Leighton Moreland would know who you are. So I wouldn't be surprised if that helps out with things. Anyway, thank you so much, Virgo. Much appreciated. Speaking of pre-orders and such, I'm going to be stitching in a commercial into the... and it's actually really fucking funny, but into the 3/4 show, because Rapido filmed for us. The cabooses, orders are out there, like, everyone pre-ordered. We've emailed people who have purchased cabooses or pre-ordered cabooses. We're going to have a cutoff at some point if you don't respond to the email to now pay for the caboose, that we'll just sell the caboose separately on the store. So we're going to figure out when that is. That'll be announced, of course, but those order forms are out there and sent, and we've got, I want to say 40% of them have been fulfilled, but there's plenty of you out there who have pre-ordered cabooses and haven't responded back, so make sure you do that if you still want it, if you can. So it's definitely helpful to at least let us know, and then we could know, okay, like, oh, you no longer want it, or you can't afford it, or whatever, and then we can sell it or otherwise, so... John Doe, Fireman 28 months, thank you. Can Zuma have thermic siphons like 491? Would you rather do the maintenance on the Polar Express after a run, or a Big Boy or Yellowstone after a tonnage day? As a railroader, do you think that John Henry was a real person? I don't think there's space in the firebox to effectively have a thermic siphon in the Montezuma. There's certainly not space for it to really attach in the tube sheet. It's just a cramped space. I don't think it would work. But interesting question. Polar Express or a Big Boy? Probably the Big Boy, because, you know, the less caribou that you've hit. And as a railroader, do you think that John Henry was a real person? I'm sure. John Henry, he's got 2 first names. If I was a betting man, I would assume that would be a real human, but the legendary John Henry, I don't know. James Patterson Jeep fan, Dusty's friend Jimmy from the Cog. Fireman for 42 months. You can't be monologuing. Sounds like stereo logging on this end, left and right. Somebody lime that man. Somebody lime that man. Pacific Productions official, Fireman for 12 months. Welcome to a year, a new lamp. Cab riding on a freight train in Trains with a Z at 9 p.m. is such a vibe. All you need to know is need for it now is to be raining outside. That sounds like a lot of fun. Solaris! Well, y'all think that railroad numbering is weird. Try trucking, where the first number is the year of purchase, the second number is the brand, and the last is the actual equipment number. That makes for a little bit of interest. That's spoilers, by the way, Solaris, but thank you, of course. Tomorrow's video is how do locomotives get their numbers, and yeah. Mostly madness, some method. Smiddle, engineer 41 months, just checking in on the madness. It's mildly mad tonight. Not too crazy, but I've also been slow on streaming lately, so it's not surprising. Outcast, the bigger question is, would that crossover count as gauntleted track? No?
I mean...
Because...
Technically yes, because it is 2 separate rail lines.
Right, but I thought you had to have one rail in and outside the other for it to be gauntleted track. Because it very briefly would be gauntleted track when one rail's outside and the other's not. But then it would just be dual gauge. Really weird dual gauge. Right? Let's bring up the MS Paint. It's been a minute since we've had one of these.
Well, because I know with Gauntlet Track, it's 2 separate rail lines that basically share the
same space, yeah.
Profile.
Right, but my understanding with Gauntleted Track is like, okay, you've got the 2 rails of this track in red, and then, okay, you bring in the Gauntleted Track, and then you've got one rail inside, one rail outside. So you don't totally have everything in there, right? So with this arrangement, we have the second rail coming in, and let's see, maybe orange. We have the second set of rails coming in, and then it's totally encapsulated within the other gauge, rather than having one inside, one outside. And I don't know, per the definition, I'm not sure which one is more proper, if it's dual gauge or gauntleted track. But these are the nerdy conversations we're here for.
Mark, my understanding of gauntlet track is the same as yours, and so two of us can't be wrong.
Well, yeah, how about that? Alright, we've looked it up on Wikipedia. Gauntlet track, also called interlaced track or gantlet track, is an arrangement in which railway tracks run parallel on a single track bed and are interlaced, i.e. overlapped, in such a way that only one pair of rails can be used at any time. I would assume that based on that definition that it would not be gauntleted track. Hi, Old Boom. You're hot micing.
Hi, sorry, I'm just in the car. Yeah, I'm of the belief that all 4-rail dual gauge is gauntlet track, but not all gauntlet track is 4-rail dual gauge.
Ooh. Okay, so now we've got 2 siding with me, right, and 2 siding with Michael total.
Does gauntleted track necessarily have to be 2 different gauges?
No, it typically isn't, actually. I wonder if 2 different gauges makes it not dual gauge track. Or gauntleted track.
In the middle and just call it dual gauge gauntlet track.
Oh, well, that might be proper. I don't know.
The Pittsburgh and Lake Erie, my frame of reference, was a 2-line track north out of Pittsburgh, and they had to cross the Ohio River near Aliquippa. That bridge, which is still standing, I believe is currently double tracked. Back in the steam days, it was gauntleted.
Okay, I will concede to the Australians and to Michael. Scrolling down the Wikipedia article a little bit more, dual gauge track is listed as an arrangement similar to gauntlet track, which, can then allow train... Well, it's similar to... No, maybe you're still wrong. I was like, oh, they've got a bit about dual gauge track in here. They must be right. Huh.
I think the fundamental decision is whether gauntlet track must have 1 rail inside, one rail outside. So then, where does 3-rail dual gauge fall in this?
I would assume just not gauntlet track at all.
Is it inside or outside? Well, it's running along the same alignment.
Hold on, go back down to dual gauge.
An arrangement similar to gauntlet track is sometimes allowed to use trains of different gauges to use the same track. In that case, the 2 interlaced tracks will have different gauges, sometimes sharing one of the rails for a total of 3 rails when the difference between track gauges is large enough. And it says an arrangement similar to gauntlet track. So, to me, based on the Wikipedia definition, it seems that dual gauge would not necessarily then be gauntlet.
But you could have a dual gauge gauntlet.
You could. That would be
you could have
an utter mess.
One side and standard the other.
Right.
But have one inside, one outside rail.
Right. This is something that we may never get the proper answer to, but I'm going to keep the stream moving at this point. But that is an interesting question. I
think
don't
the
know.
answer is it depends.
It depends. Yeah, as always. That's funny.
In case of let's agree to disagree.
Sure. Master Chief, Hyce, you should have the charter called the Hyce Train with the theme set to Crazy Train by Ozzy. Oh, goodness. I don't know if we want to be too crazy with the train. We'd like the train to be crazy fun, but not crazy bad. Phantom Knight, Brakeman 3 months. Hi, what story from 3/4 would you make a movie with?
Seabees.
The Seabees is probably the best answer. That would make the most interesting film, if I had to guess. I'm sure you could do a pretty good movie with any of the Stuck in the Snow stories too. But yeah, the CBs is the most.
Depends on your scope.
It's true. If it was me personally making the film, no, I could not do the CB story. I don't think. Not at least without total lack of accuracy, but that's all right. Jordan Freeman, the ST-70Ms with flared radiators were for enhanced emissions standards. Interesting. I'm curious what then made that the thing that got them a better emissions standard. I don't see how that would be a piece of it.
It's some sort of exhaust filter or something.
Perhaps, yeah.
Might be a cooling package.
Solaris, Brinkman, 14 months, and are we there yet? Not quite. Zach, you DM'd it. Your username is Dr. Pepper Salesman. Thank you. I'll take a look at that for Cruise Train stuff. Guy Miller, your DM was rejected. Do you have to friend me? Yes, please do. And let me know if that doesn't work. Because I do... I've been hovering very near the Discord friends limit. And if it doesn't work, I mean, for right now, you could send it in an email to the channel email, which is in the About section on the channel. Or I will go through and clean up my Discord's friends list, because there's, yeah, it's a lot. LDRGW, Conductor 31 months. What day is your photo charter for 20? You'll be there the week of the photo charters. February 22nd. Shawnee Mission, speaking of 20's charter, do you think there is going to be any issue driving from Grand Junction to Durango during that time of year? Thanks. From Grand Junction, it's a lot easier than from Denver. So, I mean, presumably there will in fact be snow on the ground at that point, we would assume. I would be most worried about Wolf Creek Pass coming over from the east side of things. But if you're sticking on the west side, just going via the RGS, basically, it shouldn't be too crazy. No more crazy than typical winter driving. It's just a Viper, Fireman, 15 months. You've returned. You found out a way to download D-Rail Valley Build 98, so you've been playing with the 412.4 while watching Junkyard Digs. LOL, also hi kitties. Cheers, Birdman, and chat. Thank you. Hellhound Railways, conductor for 8 months. Question, CNO H8 Allegheny or the D&H Challengers? I was just telling Dusty and Paul while I was at the museum earlier today about how stupid the D&H's locomotives look. So let's take a look.
You should look at the Challengers. It's probably the best looking things that they had.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah, they look good.
All right. We've got the D&H Challengers pulled up. I still can't get past the recessed headlight in the smoke box. I just really can't.
I think it's the only engine that it works on is the Challengers. I quite like it on those.
It works better on those than other things, but it's still... that ain't right.
If it makes you feel any better, the CNJ was going to get Challengers based off of these just off World War II, and they would have had a USRA front end.
That would probably go hard. This, not so much. So, I think to me, then, unfortunately, the answer's got to be the H8, but let's take a look. Because it's been a minute since I've seen a picture of one.
Oh yeah, I know why you don't like it. I know why you don't like it. It's got a cap stack.
Oh, I didn't even notice, honestly. But yes, I'm not a huge fan of the cap stack, but...
Still don't get it. I still don't get it.
It doesn't look good. That's why. Yeah, the Allegheny, man. I mean, 2666. That's a lot of firebox, but, you know...
We appear to have overcome the phobia of trailing.
Yes, we have definitely overcome the phobia of trailing truck at this point. Oh, goodness.
And then mismatched tender bogey.
As you do. Happens. Jordan Freeman, when 2102 video. Nick Ozerak is editing that for me. And we were just messaging about it earlier today. He's hoping to have it early December. Specific time when, shrug, but sometime in, the next week or two, hopefully. It's going to be a good one. And there was a reason that it was like, ooh, we could have Nick out for this. That'll be worth. Coaster Geek 1032, engineer 34 months. Oh, hi Hyce. Can't believe you've been around for 34 months. Here's to hopefully many more, and hopefully one day you'll make it back out to Colorado and actually see y'all at the museum. Hopefully so, yeah. Keaton Alexander. Oh man. Okay, so Mr. Hyce, sir, the real question, the AC6000 or the SD90 Mac? He's right here in Discord right now. I have to pick Michael.
Yeah.
I am not familiar, actually, between the differences of the two of those engines off the top of my head, and it's going to be
CNG,
much...
the other's a GE.
Well, yeah, they're both big horsepower locomotives, right? So, AC6000, it looks like a GE that also puts out too much horsepower for its own good. And then the SD90... Yeah, looks-wise, you can't really make too much of a picture. It's a question of do you like GE or EMD front ends. Although, many moons ago, I did Photoshop an SD90 Mac into the SD120 Big Mac and made it 5-axle trucks, which, I used this image to do that. Like that was probably 18 years ago that I did that, but so I'm kind of fond of it in that sense. But I don't know. It's an earlier EMD product as opposed to the most modern stuff versus GE. I'll probably go with the AC6000 because the GEs of that era are much more reliable than the EMDs of that era. Yeah. Control systems, man.
They've both got more than 3,000 horsepower, so they seem excessive.
Yeah, they're both 6,000 horsepower, aren't they?
Oh dear God, that's very excessive.
Yeah, exactly, it's too much in one unit. There's a reason they don't stick around.
Me personally, though, I would have based it off of which one cracked the block fastest.
Pretty much. Yeah, they're both 6,000 horsepower. Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, the 90s...
How heavy are they?
Let's see. The 90 Mac is only 415,000 pounds. It's the same as the...
What's that in tons?
Like 200? 200 and some change? I mean, it's the same weight as a typical, like an SD70 or a Dash 9 or any of that.
Yeah, for reference, my big engines, which are the C44s, they're 134 tons and have 4,000 power.
Okay, so you've got almost a similar ratio there. But are they 6-axle?
Yeah, 6-axle, and they're slippery as all fuck.
I would believe it, being 134 tons. Yeah.
Water intolerant. So water intolerant. You have a fine mist, and oh look, the sandboxes are empty again.
I believe that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Jordan Freeman asking all the questions about my production schedule, and I had just mentioned that I hadn't looked at my Trello. When's the next step of season 6 of the 3/4 show? There are 3 more episodes to do, and it's when I edit it. So hopefully sometime soon. Soon TM. It'll probably be December because tomorrow is the How Are Trains Numbered video, and I don't think I'll have anything for Sunday. Especially not if I need to go fire up Peaches tomorrow. So.
Is that what that message was?
Yes. As I was leaving, the 315 apparently decided it did not like some of its cylinder gasket between the cylinder heads and the block itself. So I'm not sure how that's boding for them, but hopefully they're having a good time of it. But that kind of text message leads me to believe that they're probably not having a good time at it. So
yeah.
Yep. So anyway,
yeah, it's a railway shop, so I imagine that there is much wearing and many persuasion sticks, as I call them, bars being used to undo something.
I do have to say, when I watched the president of the DRHS work on the cylinder heads on the 315 last week, he is the first human I've ever seen using a torque wrench on a steam locomotive. And he's a very smart, wonderful individual that does metallurgical engineering, and he actually shares my alma mater at the Colorado School of Mines. But watching him go get a torque wrench was like, huh? That... You don't just try and break your arm? Like...
Go get a 4-foot bar.
Pretty much. It was very surprising. So, but hopefully it's all...
doesn't work, you go get a 6-foot bar.
just torque it, yeah.
Or as I like to say, whenever it says torque the spec, is that one ugga-dugga or two?
Yes. Well, we try not to use the ugga-duggas on most of the Steam stuff, but yeah. Virgo, make the N-scale hoppers and you'll absolutely order 50 of them for your DNRGW Challenger to pull. Also, you're waiting or willing to attempt to film B-roll of the N-scale stuff on your train club's layout at a train show. That would be lovely, actually, because I don't know when I would be able to film N-scale. I'm sure Jeff's got N-scale and Joel's got N-scale. I'm sure I could find somebody that could get it set up, but...
I have a massive N-scale layout, like professional N-scale layout.
What?
Yeah.
When was this lore going to be exposed?
I just barely use it, yeah. But it's beautiful. It was made like 30 years ago by my uncle.
Dope. I had no clue. I knew you had the Lionels, but... Huh.
I got Lionel, I got HO, and N-scale, and out of all of them, the N-scale is the nicest, but the one I pay the attention to the least.
Yeah, noted. Okay. Interesting. That was fun. But Virgo, I mean, I would take footage if you've got it. But noted on the hoppers. I'll pass that on to my Leighton Moreland. So, what username is?
Your Leighton Moreland, is it?
He is my Leighton Moreland. Well, sometimes I don't want to lay claim to him all the time, but.
but doesn't he have another half that lays claim to him most of the time?
This is very true. He does. Yes, he is married. So, what username is? You do know a John Henry. 2 first names. There you go. Thomas Bailey, are you going to do a 101 on railway lanterns at any point? You've started to gather based on, oh, look, it's pretty, but you have no idea what you actually have. That would make for a fantastic video that I'm going to write down, but that is one that I would personally have to do a lot of research for, because it's that's not super in my wheelhouse. I know a little bit of stuff, but not a ton, and that is a whole universe to go drop down into. Point of fact, I was talking about it earlier with the guys at the shop, because people were showing off their Caro lanterns and everything. I've yet to fire any of mine. I have 3. I've got the 2 Brakeman's lanterns, one of which was sent to me by Jersey, and then one is an actual Golden City and San Juan issue, like, that is the museum's railroad lantern that I won on eBay. And then I've got a marker lamp that goes on the rear of the train. It's a New York Central marker that was given to me years ago. And I'm actually working on getting that one electrified so that I don't have to deal with batteries behind me. So, it'll be cool. Physicist. Oh, this is how far back we are. It's fine. Conductor, 38 months. Is this when we mentioned Gladstone, Australia again? I assume that is the triple gauge yard of much frustration. I would assume
there were a few that were that way, but I think Glad is one of them.
Yeah, that was about the time that we were having the gauntlet track argument, so I think that's about right.
I would imagine so. Then yeah.
Rock Bottom 82, Brakeman for 2 years. Octopat here, glad to be back. Hella busy. Oh, totally get that. No worries, mate. William Adams, check TCVC for triple gauge gauntlet. Okay. Yep, that's absolutely what it's, what it is. Yep. Yeah, just... You guys and your
blame
gauges down there.
Blame the SAR. That's where all of this stems from.
Yeah, let me see if this image wants to... There we go. It didn't want to load the first time. Yeah, triple gauge gauntlet track. I would hate to have to just deal with any amount of this. Like, it's just too many rails, man.
I mean, looking at that, I see no reason. I screwed that up. I see nothing wrong with the amount of bars in Australia. On seeing that.
Imagine trying to clear snow out of that.
Well, I don't know if that's much of a problem in Australia, but
Well, I know.
Snow is very much a northern hemisphere problem, especially given that South Australia is mostly desert.
Maybe that's the reason why we don't have that kind of stuff here.
there was
all of this intricate point work. How do you get the snow out of it? Well, simply punch a hole in the ozone layer.
Yes.
And then don't get snow.
God, I mean, that is just wild to look at. Thank you for sending these pictures, William. There was some triple gauge in the States. Wasn't super common. Jersey's going to correct me, I'm sure, but wasn't there triple gauge at the EBT?
Yes, there was, in theory. We don't know if the 3 gauges actually touch, but we do know that there was the 2-foot on the Pensy for the creosote plant. There was the standard gauge for the Pensy mainline, and there was a 3-foot East Broad Top. And they were all, at the very least, right next to each other, if not a section of triple gauge.
Yep. It's just... You look around at it, and you're like, what? How would you even know what tracks you can go down? Like, when you're trying to read points from a distance. That would be such a pain in the ass to learn.
You pull up at it and you go, fuck it. Whack. Oh, look, we popped off. Oops. Put it back over where we wanted to go.
Just like that, yeah. DC 1118, engineer 16 months after watching the CB and USS Barb 3/4 episodes back to back. You believe you've ID'd the train that the Barb sank. A Japanese D-51, though finding the exact one is nigh impossible thanks to record destruction. Go Navy. Yeah, that tracks. Thank you. That's cool. Dat Guy Miller, I was wondering why my friend request button wasn't working. It could be your Wi-Fi, though. I'll double check my friends list, but send it to the channel email. Thank you again. Acela 2163, connector 22 months, header image of that gauntlet track page, one of the most cursed bits of transit infrastructure that you're aware of, all because the trams only have doors on one side. That would be an issue. Yeah. Nathaniel Lombardi, engineer 34 months. Good to see you, buddy. Interesting question. What steam train from history would you love to see streamlined in the modern day? As in something that wasn't streamlined? I mean, something that was streamlined that is no longer, that would be fun. I mean, we talked about it. Aeolus on the CB&Q would actually be neat to put back into its streamlining, but it's on display without it, of course. But for something that was not streamlined, I mean, I almost want to just say a big boy, just because it would be funny as shit.
Don't, no.
I would just
They streamlined a big boy!
Somebody's gonna do it.
Stop being a BLI industry plant.
Ed Dickens.
I have an answer for
Ed
this.
Dickens.
I have an answer for this.
Streamline Big Boy would kind of go hard.
Okay,
I reckon a
what's your
Streamline
answer?
Challenger would be better balance.
A streamlined Challenger would be better. Is that Glenn that says that he's got an answer?
Yes, so in the wonderful book Berkshires of the Nickel Plate Road by Kevin Holland, no relation.
Oh, no.
It does say in the front of the book that one of the original ideas for the nickel plate 700s was to semi-streamline them with a 611-esque bullet nose on the smoke box door. There is an illustration in that book. If you give me a little bit, I can DM it to you.
Please do, because I could... That either goes really hard or it's terrible, and I don't know which.
Semi-streamlining is always one way or the other.
Right.
There's very little in between.
I think it leans toward cool. Allow me a few minutes to get this book.
Perfect. Appreciate you.
Funny to me, there's a drawing that's from I think it's the 50s or 60s out of the EBT that someone did of 14 streamlined.
That's funny.
So I say
here
do
it is.
that. It would be really funny.
I have a second option that would be cursed as fuck. That would be really funny and would be so pointless. And it's just that. Okay, anyway, moving on.
Wait, hold on, what did you pull up?
You know, naturally. Anyway.
Alright.
8-ton Porter streamline.
It would be very funny.
Photos and WWVC text, Mark.
Beautiful. All right. While we're still on the topic, I don't. Yes, but no.
It's interesting.
It is interesting.
You got like the skyline casing, but it's truncated. You got the slanted wall in the front of the cab.
Open the link, Discord. You can do it. I believe in you. It's probably Google Chrome, honestly.
The truncated skyline casing is pretty funky.
The truncated skyline casing is strange. Which, okay, easier maintenance for the superheater header, I guess.
The thing that's it's reminding me of what if the Boston and Maine P7 was just bad. Like.
Yeah, with the truncated skyline casing.
It needs small ears and it does not need the bullet nose. It's like if the Pensy... oh god, it's the Pensy Q1 all over again. That's the issue I take with it. It's a Pensy Q1.
So, to complete the context for that rendering, the caption in the book says, had this January 31st, 1934 Advisory Mechanical Committee proposal been adopted, the nickel plate's S-Class would have beaten the New York Central's Commodore Vanderbilt 464 for the honors for being America's first streamlined steam design. Copyright 1962, Combat Publishing, reprinted with permission.
Huh.
Oh no.
That could have been the first streamliner.
It explains why they didn't really go full send with it, huh?
Well, it wasn't really conducive to the goal of the AMC in designing the Burke. So.
I was gonna say, huh? This is just one of those mechanical things that I've been next to so many of those damn Burks at this point. That it's so funny to me, and by so many I mean two. But anyway, I can't recall off the top of my head. Does the main rod connect on the number 3 on those?
Yes, it does.
Okay. That's been in my head recently because of the way 315 does her shake. It's fun.
Yep. There are plenty of, on that topic, just briefly, if you'll allow me.
Sure.
There are plenty of videos of the run-bys of 765 at Ray on the Indiana Rail Experience, where it's going slow enough, and generally photos are taken and video are taken from the right angle, is that it will do the wobble, but it's like multiplied by 10 compared to 346 or 315.
Oh wow!
Like I have started to notice it every single run by that I am there for because of your videos.
Oh good. I'm glad. Watching the fun kinematics of the steam engine. Okay, let's see. Where did we leave off here? Jacob Pfeiffer trains 1998 on modern GE diesels. A common trend is the newer you get, the bigger the radiators. So bigger radiators with better cooling makes better emissions somehow. Yeah, I don't think it's a direct correlation of radiator to then emissions, but it might be something that the more strenuous emissions requirements then mean that the engine generates more heat so that you get that as a byproduct, but that could make sense. I could see that for sure. Luke's Games and Trains 2017, Brakeman 6 months. Hyce would ever bring Fat Electrician onto the 3/4 show. He doesn't strike me as so much of a train guy, but that would be a funny collaboration. I have no clue if he would be interested at all, but you know. Ah! Birds! From Sathale. Sathale? Thank you. Very much appreciated. Again, every little bit helps, so appreciate you. Let's see. Solaris, and if y'all need stories for the 3/4 show, Nashville 1918 crash where one engineer was on his last run before retirement and never completed the run, or the story of Casey Jones's. Casey Jones would be... It's honestly kind of dumb that we haven't done Casey Jones's story. I heard it once. There was a brief glimmer and hope of doing a podcast at one point that was gonna be kind of neat. We recorded like 4 episodes and then just never released them, and then there was a falling out with the other individual who was going to host it. Unfortunately, shit happens. But I don't I would need to study up on it, and then that could be a good thing. But for the other one, I mean, send me the info on the 1918 rec, and maybe for season 7, we'll do it. I'm kind of halfway thinking, because why is it always 7? That maybe for season 7 we have Eric back on as the guest. I think that would be fun. But we got to finish season 6 still. I got 3 more episodes to edit and post. So, Glenvoy, Brickman 5 months. The coal dust is in my eyes. Well, I'm sorry. Wash them out. M.I. Lewis Productions, engineer 34 months. Just to stoke the fire, the obvious choice, despite not an option, is the SD70 Mach, because it's funny. Why is the SD70 Mach funny? I don't know what that is.
Which conversation was being had when this?
Presumably the AC6000 versus the SD90 Mac. Oh, is that that's the fucking thing that Metra's got? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yep, basically, they dropped.
Welcome back, F40C.
Exactly. Yeah, basically they dropped the 2 traction motors, one from each truck. One's a backup, and the other lead was used for head-end power or whatever.
Oh, wait, they're powering the H is for head-end power, and they're using that just from the alt?
I guess. At least that's what I'm piecing together.
Metra, put the whiskey down.
I'm just doing some really fucked shit, and I'm loving it.
Huh. Well, I guess it's Progress Rail that's doing it, but
That's all
Pretty
it
much.
is.
And I love the fact
But
that
you still have to ask for it.
that is bizarre the way that works. Okay, like most. Well, I guess the F40s didn't do that, but most of the time you have a dedicated separate HEP set that actually provides the power so that you don't have to run the thing in Notch 8. But okay, I guess with Metra they have enough shore power around that it's only when they're running that it would be an issue. So I guess it would make sense on their system, but that's goofy.
I mean, wouldn't that technically be like poor man's direct drive or something like that?
I guess, yeah. Hellhound Railways. Hey, Hyce, you should take a look at the locomotive 202 from the Toledo, Lake Erie, and Western. Okay.
Uh-oh.
What is this goofy? Is it what is it? 202 Toledo, Lake Erie, and Western. Sounds
Somewhere
very
my friend Nick
Midwestern.
Yeah, he is starting to foam at the mouth and twitch in the eye because that's the Cloverleaf route, and that's like his favorite.
Oh. Okay.
Eventually.
Huh. So is it no 60? The 202 from the Toledo, Lake Erie, and Western. Huh. It's kind of strange looking.
Isn't that a Detroit Edison engine?
Apparently, according to some of these other photos, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's a cute little guy.
It is a neat thing. What's the significance of it, I guess?
I don't know. It's just neat.
It's neat. Well, appreciate the $5, and it looks like a neat 060. The the half painted smoke box front is a choice. Oh, that's funny. Cool. All right. Akabog, in Time is Fake News, 2026 is the America 250 celebration. Mm-hmm. And you will also start your 25th year as a paid Colorado Road Museum staff member in September. For 10% of the existence of the USA, you've worked at the museum. That's kind of funny, Matt, isn't it? God, yeah. For those unfamiliar, Akabog is our dear Matt Isaacs, who is our media coordinator at the museum. And Matt, like, most everything that you see on the museum's YouTube channel is something that he makes, and does a great job. But yeah, Matt is the longest continually employed employee at the museum, if I'm recalling right. God, 25 years. Time is fake, man. Because it's like Matt, then Bonnie, then Jeff, I think. Which is really funny, because Jeff's not been around that long. But, okay, correct. Look at that. Well, cheers, Matt. Goodness. Yeah. It's going to be neat to see all of the America 250 stuff happening across all railroad space. Because, Freedom Train stuff and all that. But, and then the next year after, we're going to have 200 years of rail service in the U.S. That's going to be a big deal, and that'll be cool. So, Nick Bustvader. Oh, God. I hate it when YouTube does that. I'm trying to read something, and then it just goes, no, scroll. And it dumps me back down to the bottom. Nick Bustvader, Fireman, 17 months. You got a bit of extra funds, so you're upping your membership. Hope this helps fund the things and such. That is very much appreciated, my friend. Sincerely. Yeah, I'm very, very needing all the extra little help with all that sort of stuff. So, anyway. Colorado Kid, 315 out of case of the SP18/473 Piston-itis. It did not launch the piston, from what I understand. It just developed a slight leak at the cylinder head, which we understand why. So, it's a steam engine. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, and we'll get it fixed. Jacob Pfeiffer, on the ST90 and the AC6000, both engines failed with flying colors and got normal EMD 710 and GE 7 FDLs instead. Both also have longer frames and are bigger. Interesting. Okay, that would make sense.
Actually, a little fun fact about the 6000s, though, is supposedly they were supposed to get GEVO 16s at some point, but I guess that never materialized.
Yeah, if they were causing... I mean, the railroads basically realized that on a 6-axle locomotive, putting 6,000 horsepower down to the ground, it was not good for the wheels or for the track.
No,
so,
actually, it wasn't so much as that. It was actually the prime mover blocks couldn't handle it.
Well, sure, but they also at the same time realized that, which is why something more modern probably wasn't tossed in. Yeah, because most of the Evos are 12-cylinder at this point, so a 16-cylinder should be able to support that amount of power. But yeah, the wheels get torn up when you're a 6-axle with that, and so does the railroad. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna run and use the restroom real quick. Jersey, are you up for a lightning round, or should we just let the people stew?
I can go for one, just as long as people are civil this time around.
Be good, you. We've had discussions about this.
Yes, we have.
And I
might just say something about that.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
By all means.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Have the floor. Go for it. Yeah.
So, as you guys know, I'm the funny man around here. At least I try to be. And I don't want to say that weighs a ton on me, but there's a lot of the stuff has been getting to me. People getting recognized in public has happened a fair amount out here, and honestly, even though I encourage people to come up and say hello, people have also antagonized me in person, and so I just want to kind of level with everybody for a second and just say, hey, I'm trying to dial it back a little bit with the whole ridiculousness, because I'm not full throttle all the time. It's an act. I am a human being just as everyone else is, and I'm asking you guys out there to take it a little easier on me sometimes, and I really I'm trying to phase out the New Haven thing too, because I'm gonna level with you guys. I really don't hate the New Haven all that much. Like, I hate the end of that railroad's existence. I really, if you like the New Haven, go for it, dude. I totally get it. It's a cool railroad that did a bunch of cool stuff, dawn of electrification, a bunch of other stuff, but, you know, again, I'm just putting this little PSA out there. I'm trying to dial it back a little bit, and I would appreciate you guys trying to dial it back a little bit on me too, so it makes it a little bit easier for everybody. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop being funny and stop having a sense of humor. Obviously, like, you know, I still think the fridge thing is funny. Like, that's
good.
That's an thing that I still think is funny.
Good, because it's already come up once already.
yeah, I see.
You guys are gonna have to fill me in on that one.
Yeah, but no, I this is not a I'm done being funny thing. This is a, hey, you know, make this easy for me, and I'm gonna try and, you know, be better for everybody. All right.
Well said, and you know, don't be a dick, everybody. That's all I ask. And if people are a dick, you know, have fun with the mute button and chat, and we'll revisit. But you know, please be respectful as you would expect, right? That's the whole thing. All right. To quote an African gray parrot, "Uh-oh, the poopies, poo poo." So I'll be right back.
Anyway, there's some questions down here, so let me see here. Jersey, how was your Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving was chaotic, but otherwise pretty good. You know, I got to set up all the CNJ stuff in O-scale, which is nice. How's my fridge doing? It's running and I can't catch it. Favorite train horn? Oh boy. This is a weird one. The Wabco E2B1. I think that thing is the meanest sounding horn on the planet. I would love to have an E2B1 someday.
I can agree with
that. If you haven't heard a Wabco E2B1, I'm gonna say it again for everybody. Wabco E2B1. Go look it up. It is awesome.
Hey, thank you for saying it so often, Jersey, because it meant I could look it up while you were talking about it.
Yeah. Jersey, what is your favorite Monty Python skit? I felt in your general direction.
Me personally,
see.
I have to say the Ministry of Silly Walks.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ministry of Silly Walks is also pretty good.
Actually, there's that, the Holy Hand Grenade, and the Upper Quest Twit of the Year.
Yeah.
The knights who no longer say me.
If you
Biggest biggest.
Yeah. Hi, Jersey. Again, still waiting. If you know, you know. We'll take tomorrow with. Huh? I don't know. Someone's saying. Jersey, what are your thoughts on 1225's return? It ain't returned yet.
It did in fact steam twice.
It ran like twice, and then they broke it both times with the same problem. All respect to them getting it back out.
Yeah, it didn't break. All it is just one of the bearings.
It's a hot bearing, yeah, I know. And if you were to save any locomotive that was scrapped, what would it be? CNJ 831 or 833, man. Duh. G3. It's one of the big gaps in Eastern Preservation. Or literally anything from the Lehigh Valley or Erie. Like, literally anything.
Oh, a Lehigh Valley Northern would go crazy.
Yeah, like a T2 or anything from the Erie. Give me an S1 Burke from the Erie. Oh my god.
Well, no, you need the S3s just for the sake of it's a Baldwin built Burke.
No, we need the dawn of the Van Sweringen Burks, the Erie S1.
No. That's technically the what is it? The New York Central H10 Mikados.
No.
Read the book.
No. I've had enough discussions with Casey to know what I'm talking about here. S1 Erie Berkshire, all right. Jersey, Santa Fe, or
the only Erie classification I remember is L1, and that's the 080.
Oh yeah,
0880 Camelback.
Jersey, Santa Fe, or Burlington Northern? Santa Fe all the way, baby. Jersey, you like model trains? Have you ever done anything with slot cars? My my uncle does slot cars. I have never done anything with slot cars. Talk about the NYO&W Flying Diesel Corps. He says flying locomotive. I call it the Flying Diesel Corps. That is deep lore.
Boy.
I love the flying diesels.
Didn't they get like 7 seconds of hang time or something like that?
Yeah, it was like 150 feet in the air. It was crazy.
So this is relevant. We ran one of the websites that I was involved with a few years ago, ran a Lego building challenge for the month of October, and that, as a diorama, was one of the entries.
That is excellent. I think I've seen that on Google.
I have returned.
I might have to, if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
We're having a civil discussion. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and speedrun the rest of these. Are you a New Jersey Devils fan? I don't really watch hockey, but I mean, yeah.
The answer is
Jersey. What is your favorite whistle? What is my favorite? Well, CNJ3 followed very closely by Crosby 5-inch 3 chimes / Baldwin 3s. I love those whistles. If you get around to building that new build EBT Prairie, would you number it the same, or would you put it in the next number in the EBT sequence? It would have to be a replica of number 11. I would not make it number 20. Most interesting model train or railroad related thing that I own. I own the left-hand builder's plate off of Northern Pacific Q6 number 2261. That is the coolest thing that I own. Let's see. Favorite military tank? I'm not a tank guy. Ask Anthony. Alright, I think that's all of them.
Question from me. You said you would number it EBT 20. Did they have a 19?
They have a 19 now. It's the diesel.
Oh, right. The Porter, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
that came from us.
Did it come from you guys?
That was our ship box before it went to the Durango in Silverton.
Oh.
God. Hold on.
Because it had a Plymouth Prime Mover in it, and then one of our former Master Mechanic officers sent piston number 4 to orbit. As it
Mark, I'm gonna need you to pull up what I put in MOWVC text on the screen.
Do I get the context for this?
So that's a recreation in Lego of the New York, Ontario, and Western Flying Diesel incident, which is when they left a mainline switch lined for a coal dock and an FT A and B set pulling a like 20 or 30 or however many cars it was freight up the coal dock and launched off the end of it 150 feet through the air and landed in some poor bum's backyard.
This is a citation.
That is...
This railroad is ridiculous.
Holy fuck! My face probably said it well enough, but oh my god!
You want a picture of the actual wreck?
Yes, please. Somebody write this down and send me the story. That could be a season 7 entry.
WVC text. Oh, shit! I hit the wrong button. No, I'm not trying to save the image. I'm trying to. No, copy image. Okay. Here, VC text. There's the actual wreck, and even better still, the coal ramp is still there. The railroad is not, but the coal ramp is still there, and there is still wreck damage on it.
The wreck of the Flying Diesel Corps.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they celebrate it up there every year, Wrecktoberfest.
well, the funny thing is,
that's not a joke, by the way.
It was also known as the Great Chocolate Train Wreck too, because there was a car full of chocolate down there. Kids from all over came and pulled chocolate.
It is such an absurd story, dude.
Somebody write the whole story and send it to me. So yeah, that's a citation needed that needs to happen.
You better have me there for that one, man. You put that in your back pocket.
Okay. We can do that. Goodness.
Is that a citation needed, or maybe two of these people are lying?
We're trying to focus a little bit more on citation needed, just because the videos don't do near as bad, because the Two of these people lying, unfortunately, do really poorly.
That's a shame, because they're always the most entertaining.
Oh, really? Well, if they're the most entertaining for folks...
entertainment out of them.
If they're
I get the most entertainment out of them, at least.
Okay. Well, we have one this season, but we have 4 citation neededs. Well, let me. We've got the nerds in chat right now. Let me toss up a poll and see which people prefer. Which do you like more? Citation.
Don't mind for a second, though.
Sure.
EBT-19 is now like one of the most well-traveled narrow gauge diesels.
I was gonna say I didn't realize it came from you guys.
Yeah, so we got it from. Oh, I forget. I'll have to ask. I can DM it.
Because it was at the. I've ridden in the cab of that engine at the Georgetown Loop, but that was after it had been repowered, I think.
It went from us. It was a Plymouth engine originally. We sent piston number 4 into orbit. We then got a GE 25 tonner, but it went to either to the Georgetown, and then it went to, I believe, the CNTS for a minute, and then to Durango, and then finally to the Broadtop. So it's almost all the major tourist railroads.
I don't think it went to the CNTS, but
I am not. I swear I've seen a photo of it. I could be wrong.
I don't seem to recall it. But I could be wrong too, but yeah.
It's been to almost all of the major 3-foot tourist railroads in the U.S. at this point.
Well, it was the inspiration for the F40 NGs that never actually did anything to be numbered 1201 and 1202 at the DNS so that it would match the 1203. But yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, and yeah, those will never run, but that's fine. So. Yeah, it was funny. It died of a low oil shutdown when I was at the loop, and yeah, that was.
It was all it has, and hopefully will not continue to be a lemon for the EBT.
Hopefully not. And maybe their railroad being slightly more flat, at least for now. That it'll be fine
until we sent the prime mover through to the sky. So.
As you do, yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know how to take care of a Plymouth engine.
Well, that'd do it. All right. I'm going to end the poll. It seems largely that a fair amount of people do prefer two of these people lying, which is fair enough. So we'll try and keep it on as a format.
I do wonder then whether it's like the more general audience prefers the actual story.
Oh, I'm sure that's what it is, and it's more that the nerds like two of these people are lying. But at the end of the day, the show doesn't do well generally as like a release. I was looking back at it last night and was like, wow, some of those like the rewatchability for the nerds is really there with that show. And so, you know, like YouTube will show you, okay, over the last 10 videos you've released, over the time they've been posted, you know, how do they look view-wise and everything at the same time comparatively? And the three-quarter show stuff is always at the bottom of the barrel. If not 10 out of 10, like the worst out of the 10 previous releases, like 8 or 9. It's very rare that they do well out of the gate, and that's fine. At the end of the day, they're fun for us to shoot, and they're fun for you guys to watch. So that's why we continue to do it, because it's something that is aimed explicitly at the members, which is why I'm trying to be careful with the release of Season 6, because the almighty YouTube algorithm does look at videos sequentially and goes, oh, you know, this channel is doing well right now, and all the views are coming in good and everything right now for them, so, you know, we're going to crank up some of the videos that you see, and yeah. So I'm like, I've got 3 more episodes of that to edit, but I'm like, but I want November to finish out really strong, so, you know, it's an interesting balance to work, but I'm glad that you guys like it, of course, so we'll keep it in the format for sure. Anyway, I gotta catch up on these top chats here. From Railman1225, Conductor 29 months. First, 29 months, wow, time really is fake. Yes, you've never regretted a single one. Here's to many more. Also, 315 had a case of what now? Yeah, I got a Snapchat from Brett of him running a diesel. So, or at least in the cab of diesel, not presumably running, but you get the idea, which doesn't bode well. And then I've been asked to come in and fire up the 491 tomorrow, so we'll have to do some work, I guess. But it's a steam engine. That's just a joy. So, ugh. William Adams.
If you're building something, then it's not working.
Right. Yep. William Adams, the only thing worse than 491's tender bogey frame width to track gauge is your diesel version broad gauge frames with narrow gauge wheels in Train Crew VC. All right, let's take a look at that. Which
the SAR had 48.
There might be
Give me a second.
Well, William, unfortunately, there's actually worse than that stateside in 2 cases that I can think of. And one of them is quite cursed. Let's see.
And it's not. It's broad gauge bogey frames with narrow gauge wheel sets.
That is pretty bad. I guess
that's 5 foot. It's 5'3" to 3'6".
Oh, so the trucks are still full width. Okay, that is pretty terrible.
So the bogey frames are still ready to take a 5'3" axle, but they've just got 3'6" axles instead.
So the 2 examples that I'm thinking of that are quite similar, I didn't realize that the truck frames were full width. I was like, that doesn't look too bad, but then you see the truck frame versus the wheel set. That is pretty bad. The 2 examples I can think of that I probably have a good picture of. Yes, I do. Let me. Hang on. This is worth showing in order here. I regret to bring it up because there you go. Anyway, the 3-foot gauge Thomas the Tank Engine replica that we get from the Strasbourg for a day out with Thomas at the museum is still exactly standard gauge full width, but then it's got 3-foot gauge wheels under it, and literally when we used to double head with 491, you couldn't see the drivers on Thomas. Like, they were just tucked in so far that that were just disappeared. So there's one. The other one, though, someone ping Alec. SP's Little Giant.
That's about the same. That's about the same difference. 3
right.
The standard is what 18. What's that?
It's
20 inches.
22 inches, 22 and a half inches, right? 36 to 50. No, 36 to 56 and a half. I can do math. 20 and a half inches.
Yeah, so 20 and a half inches compared to 3'6" to 5'3", it'd be about the same. So
right. Which
number of inches.
Was it Jersey? Was it Little Giant or was it the 54 tonners that had the weird truck width thing? No, it's definitely Little Giant. Just look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was standard gauge.
Yeah, they weren't sure with SP Little Giant whether or not they were going to standard gauge the branches it worked, and so they ordered it with standard gauge truck width, but then again 3-foot gauge wheel set. So it's the same thing. So we've had these stories are global in some ways. It's pretty fun, isn't it? That's more the equivalent.
The SAR and AM did it because they had that mismatch of 3'6", 4'8", and 5'3" lines, and rather than order a fleet for each branch as you needed locos, you could just divert them. You send them into the shop, they drop the axles out, put new ones in, and send them off again.
No, that's just stupid. So, but I guess it's better than re-gauging the entire railroad. But sometimes you have to pull that pin.
Eventually they did anyway. But yeah, so I've worked on those classes of engines on standard gauge.
Somebody's still back there being cute in the box. Yes, SP did have narrow gauge. It was really cool. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Yep. All right. Jordan Freeman, has Jersey ridden the roller coaster King de Ka?
Yes, I have.
I'm jealous. Isn't that's the one that's taller than
Liberty?
Well, it's like 420 or 430 feet high, isn't it? Because it's a little bit bigger than Top Thrill Dragster was at Cedar Point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore because they done blew it up. So
that's right. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. I never got to ride Top Thrill Dragster because it was closed the day that I was there because of wind back, God, probably 10 or 15 years ago when I went to Cedar Point. It was probably 15 years ago. And then, of course, I never got out to go see King Ka. So, oh well.
Yeah, King Ka was fun. It's a shame. I didn't want. They blew it up out of nowhere too. That was the thing. They were like, "Oh yeah, we closed it for maintenance," and then just, "Oh yeah, we blew it up." Sorry.
Oops.
Yeah.
Forgo the Drewski, is Drewsy going to go to the Edison, New Jersey train show at the NJ Expo Center this weekend? I assume you answered all these questions, yeah? Okay.
No, that one I didn't see, actually.
Oh, okay.
I will be there tomorrow. If you see me, say hello, but don't be a jerk, please.
There you go. Fens Fireman, 21 months. 21 months, time flies. Also streamline 346 and rechristen her as CRRM number 1. No. 20 miles an hour on that locomotive is light speed, 1. And 2, if we were going to renumber her or whatever, she would be Golden City and San Juan, our tourist railroad. So, there's presently only 4 things lettered for the GC and SJ, actually. And those would be our 2 White Pass and Yukon coaches, which are 80 and 86, originally 280 and 286. And then, Matt's saying there's a 5th thing. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting something. Because then Diesel 4 and also Pee-wee are lettered for the railroad, but what's the 5th thing? Oh, 7's not relettered, though, because she still has the DNS reporting marks. She is technically a GC and ASJ engine, we just haven't repainted it yet. So, I'll agree to disagree, Matt. It was? Have we actually put GC and SJ on the side of that thing and have not noticed? Which, I mean, fair enough, but I wasn't.
How often do you look at it? Given.
Well, I mean, I ran it a couple months ago, but.
Oh. Oh, is this 7?
No, this is our 90-ton or 93-ton GE center cab. And this is the last picture I have of it in my Google Photos. But yeah, it was still lettered for the Durango and Silverton because that's where we bought it from. I don't know if it's been properly reletted or not, so I'll agree to disagree, Matt. It should be at some point, yes. We're going to leave Big Al on there just for Al Blount, of course, but anyway. Knapford Master 98, hear me out. Nickel plate Burke with the Skyline casing, that's what we were talking about earlier. Roman 1225, speaking of streamlined Burks, at least at the time you typed this, did you know the Soviets did that? Look up their IS-20 class. Huh? Soviet IS-20 locomotive. Let's see. Oh! Not gonna lie, comrade, this is how the kids say, these fucks. That's the Soviet IS-20?
That does.
That looks pretty fucking rad.
Oh,
it's a dollar store Commodore Vanderbilt.
Pretty much. Dollar store? What? No, Conrad is ruble store. No dollar store. Ruble store.
It's a vibe, though, that's for sure.
It is.
It is literally just the Commodore Vanderbilt streamlining, though. Oh my god, it's got the same arch over the drivers and everything. That's funny.
Yeah, but it hasn't actually got the flat, like the Vanderbilt had a flatter front, didn't it?
Not really, no.
Commodore Vanderbilt, let me pull up a separate picture of that.
It's pretty bang on, just a knockoff of the Commodore. It's got a headlight.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I don't know, man.
Vladerbilt.
Vladerbilt. Vladerbilt locomotive. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It is almost bang on the same thing. But comrade, this one has visor on headlight because wartime and we do not trust you.
And buffers.
and buffers, which...
Commodore buffers is you.
Da. Okay, fair enough. That is a pretty cool streamlined Burke. Bigfoot Gaming, ES&D conductor, 14 months. The Niagara, done like one of the Hudsons. That would have been pretty hot. That would have been fine.
Alec has made an edit of a Niagara with a Hudson front end, and it's like, why didn't you just do this?
Blame Al Perlman, anyways. Patrick McNeely, fireman, 28 months. Happy Friday if Jersey's here. I'll hope he also had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And the new joke is, how is he doing and how is life? New joke is being wholesome and not mean. I hope you saw that one as well.
I did not see that one, but I appreciate it.
Cheers, Patrick. Trains and more. I like your channel. Also, weird train show. Thank you. Glad you do. Knapford Master 98. Let me specify a normal nickel plate Burke with full Skyline casing, like if SP did one. I'd be more about that than I would have been about the concept personally, but, you know, that's my thing. So, Thale, we've just now gotten to the last set of birds. You guys always manage to outpace me, and I very much appreciate that. Andrew Lucia. So interesting thought occurred to me recently. Garrett locomotives theoretically have no limitations on driver diameter due to where the wheels are in relation to the boiler. 12-foot tall driver's passenger engine, anyone? There are still probably practical limits in engineering terms for that sort of thing. 12-foot would be...
Loading gauge.
Loading gauge, definitely. 12-foot would probably be excessive. I mean, what was the Sterling single? Was it 11 feet tall?
It was like 96...
96 inch?
I don't know. It was 90-something.
I mean, at a certain point, you start to get into all the problems associated with having running gear that big. Because counterweighting and the rods, and then a piston that's capable of supporting that stroke.
Hammer blow.
Hammer blow, yes. Hammer blow, the experience. Also, you're losing out on adhesion. There's a reason the balance is that way, and honestly, anything much over 80 inches has been kind of excessive. 8'1" driving wheels. So yeah, so I guess 97 inch, which, yeah, God, that's just utter madness, honestly. Developing no tractive effort because, unsurprisingly, gigantic wheels.
Brett,
I was about to say the negative effect on your tractive effort, yeah.
Yeah, that's also a thing to consider. So, yeah, I suppose you could, if you wanted to eat into the water and coal space on a Garrett. Yeah, you could do a really stupid big driver, but I mean, at a certain point, diminishing returns, right? Like that's the reality. But yeah, that'd be quite cursed. Darth Alamus, conductor, 24 months. Burbs, also gold lamp, been a great 2 years. Cheers, thank you. Ice Surfer, fireman, 41 months. Speaking of eliminated classes, did you know that there's a Penzi T1 in Lemony Snicket's Mysterious Happenings? It's a cool scene where there's a car parked on a railroad crossing. Some kids have to get crafty. Interesting. No, I did not know that. James the Duke Dog, conductor, 13 months. Hi, Hyce. Fun fact, the Louisville and Nashville was gifted a free 440 from Rogers as thanks for buying so many engines from them in the 1870s. That's fun.
God bless.
Have a locomotive, good friends. That's fun.
Hey, no, Rogers was in New Jersey. Have a good one. That one's on the house.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I can't do the Eastern Seaboard that well. So, yeah.
No. If you go east, you go all the way east.
This is true. We know this to be very true. Yeah. Anyway, Patrick McNeely, update to the High Railers Sopranos train layout. It's still a mess, and it wasn't wired with Romex, but rather automotive wiring. It's all spaghetti. You'll give an update when Loop 1 is working again. Lordy. Godspeed, my friend. That sounds like a project. Alexander Beck, 5063, F40s are the superior passenger power. Don't at me, you know I'm right. I am distinctly fondly, like, I love the F40. But, I mean, that's nostalgia speaking, because, you know, I rode behind F40s when I was a kid, so...
What's hotter than F40s?
What?
F9s.
Well, I mean...
I was going to say F units.
The actual F units are, like...
F units. Yeah.
Cooler, but there is something special about the Amtrak box that, you know... I had a model of one when I was a kid. It was fun. Anyway. Train a Cat, Conductor 7 months. You have some 3/4 show story suggestions. The Calgary Bonnybrook Bridge collapse. Edmonton Valley Line LRT tomfoolery. Or the little M15 that could. Canadian flag. Send them my way. Please do. With 3/4 show, with the amount of effort that it is, if you can send me a written out case of it, or at least an article... we'll start with that and see what happens. So anyway, Solaris, the Nashville 1918 has a dedicated Wikipedia page, so unfortunately don't have your contact information, so this is the best I can do. It is in the About section on the channel. Channel email's right there. So feel free and send it my way. That'd be appreciated. Hellhound Railways, it's a Baldwin. I wish I knew what that was in reference to. We're this far back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bigfoot Gaming. Have I seen CSX BQ 23-7s?
Oh no.
What?
The ugliest diesel in
Don't do it.
I've not heard of
yourself the pain.
Ugliest ever. Like it's not even close.
No. This is not a cursed train stream. Why would you do this?
I kind of fuck with it.
First wide cab ever, too.
I kind of fuck
Because you're
with it.
Australian.
Is it a like? It looks like it's a boat. Ew.
Also, I love the fact that later on in their lives, they were basically glorified B units.
Well, yeah, because the cab's fucking terrible.
I've seen worse cabs.
Well, you are in Australia.
Yeah. I do have to... God, you're sitting up high is my only drama. Like...
That is...
4 miles from the floor.
That is goofy. Ew. Well, thank you for ruining my evening, but Bigfoot Gaming.
There's an image of one coupled to a Jeep, and you're sitting about like a good, probably 6 feet above it. Sort of booster seats have you got in this thing?
Steam power, so if water's non-compressible, how do hydro tests work with a pressure readout? You can still pressurize it, and it can still exude that pressure, it just doesn't lose volume as it does so. Which is part of the reason why a hydro test is such a better test than steam testing something, because it doesn't violently expand when something fails. You just lose all the pressure instantly, basically. Yeah, it's all about pressure and volume. What, Grateful?
I said pipe bomb.
Yes. Yes. It's a bomb. It's made in a factory. Bomb factory. They're bombs. Yeah.
Old Baldwin Locomotive Works.
Yeah. Guy Miller, my teacher used to tell me I couldn't get paid to stare out a window all day. Well, look at me now. Fuck you, Mrs. Smith. You emailed the picture and thought of funny, so thank you. Appreciated. Lego Stuff Man, have I ever seen the Paget locomotive? It had a strange arrangement of 8 Uniflow cylinders, and it was scrapped during World War I when the designer wasn't looking. I feel like this is something that we've seen on Cursed Trains at some point. Yeah, probably? I need an engineering drawing. Oh. No. No. Just no. all of the axles being weird step cranked situations like that, and then all of it's 8 cylinders and they're internal.
Want to see them?
No. Okay, I don't know if we've seen that or not. Again, this is not a cursed. We're gonna do cursed trains this weekend, but when? God, that's pretty terrible.
Created a new curse.
Thank you for sending that. Lynn's Trains, a good at electrician collab would be RGS Uranium Trains. Also, Matthews is the GOAT at the CRM, always getting you special access. Well, you gotta like that. Solaris, hey, ever heard of the PU air raid sirens that were mounted on a few of their engines? No. That's a little excessive in terms of warning. Hey, we've now just reached where we were at when we were back from the break. It's fine. Iron Train, Engineer 15 months. The fridge bit is still fair game. Let's keep the bit going. Cheers to a year and 3 months. Thank you. Dylan Brooks, Fireman, or Brakeman, 23 months. You'd love to see the 3/4 episode on the Flying Diesel. Well, I guess if we have Jersey on for a full season one of these days, we'll have to do that. Resident Evil, Fireman, 5 months. Hi, Mark and crew. Hope you guys are well. Finally got yourself a new PC ordered, so hopefully Modded Railroader will run good. LOL. Rex are weird. Your grandparents got a mattress from one. Interesting. It's kind of funny. Hope the PC treats you well. Yearly Gymnast 98. Fireman 36 months. 3 years! It's beginning to snow here. How about you, Mark? And of course, you drank any water, got plenty of sleep, etc. Otherwise, you've tried to look this up. Where do the pipes go on cross compounds? It's a good question. I have water. I've had water. I've had a good amount of sleep. It's been weird sleep recently, but that's my own doing. And it has not snowed here yet, though it's supposed to finally this weekend, I think. Where would the pipe go on a cross compound? Like the locomotive cross compound, I assume? Or the air compressor? I don't know. Either way, I mean, it has to logically go from high pressure to low pressure, but where? I don't know exactly how they route those things, especially inside the casting of a cross compound. I've not actually taken one apart myself at this point, so I kind of generally understand it, but exactly where the pipes are? Shrug. At the top head or the bottom header, yes, probably, but it's internal casting, I'm sure. And then on a locomotive that's a cross compound, I'm sure they had to run a pipe across, presumably within the chest, somehow within the cylinder casting to keep the heat in. Because if they ran an external pipe, you'd lose a ton of heat unless it was really well insulated. So I'd assume it would all be one cast piece, but I'm not sure.
Well, if you just use enough asbestos, the heat can't go anywhere.
Right, that's right. Typical.
Remember, asbestos is the bestest.
Now just don't sniff it.
Magic a word.
Yeah. just don't sniff it. Yep. 94 Chevy, broad gauge trucks with narrow gauge wheels. Damn thing might as well be a monorail for all the love of all things holy. Pretty much. Virgo the Drewski. You're going to be mostly... Oh, good God. Hey, look, we're actually catching up. Mostly busy running trains with Central New Jersey N-Track, and we'll be there on Sunday. That was related to the train show that you're going to tomorrow, I assume, Jersey.
Yeah. Track is always there. I will not be there on Sunday. I will be helping Operation Toy Train on Sunday.
Hell yeah,
so,
do the thing.
Yeah.
Fens, you forgot the CRM would not be the reporting mark. No. GCNSJ technically, but if we were actually like a railroad for realsies, regulated by the FRA, it would have to be like GCSX or something, but yeah. Yes, Tristan, I see you. It's on my list to do after the stream, okay? We'll be wrapping up shortly, and then yes, I will do that. But anyway. Grateful Ed, 26 months as engineer. Hello, Mark and everyone. Hey, guess what? Mr. Squishy. LOL. Fuck you, Paul. Anyway.
Happy to help.
Thanks. Average RPG character, Fireman 27 months. Have you seen the tiny goob that is the Venezuela Sugar Company number 11? It is a tiny little thingamabob. No. Venezuela Sugar Company number 11.
It's not a cursed train stream, he says, as he makes it a cursed train stream.
A cursed train stream requires booze. Put it that way.
So does this.
Joke's on you, I have booze.
What in the fuck is this little thing?
That's the go-kart I'm gonna create now that I've just been inspired.
It's a go-kart made out of steam, apparently.
Can we appreciate the double-linked leaf springs?
Cute little like box skull and that's adorable.
Where are the cylinders? Also, the italicized headlight, I can only assume that's some kind of lens distortion, but it is quite funny.
No, because the buffer beam isn't distorted.
Oh, yeah, that's just that way.
Oh,
Probably just
God.
Get a better view of the track, I guess. Like
Where
that's
else do you
some
put the lamp?
track inspection vehicle chicanery if I've ever seen it.
This really doesn't look like something that... Yeah. What a weird...
The headlight is missing.
Or towing like one log flat around to load it.
What a weird, goofy little thing with cab in quotations.
The flight deck, as I think Laurie calls it.
It's the flight deck. Yeah, pretty much. That's
Wait a minute.
that is in fact a tiny goob.
The entire thing is tilted.
It's fine. It's fine.
I
fine.
suspect it has come off more than once.
You don't say. Bear 470, Fireman 27 months. Sorry, but the E8 in the Southern Crescent scheme is peak passenger, that or the purple ACL units. Sometimes we like touching purple. I'm just saying. So.
You want peak? Go look up the Texas Special. That is peak.
The Texas Special. All right, well, let's take a look.
Texas Special has some of the best.
Yeah, that is a very pretty scheme.
That is, it's pretty nice.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see what you're looking at. Let me let the stream catch up here.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, that 101A down there. That's the one.
101A. This one.
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty damn good.
It's pretty good. I mean, Warbonnet's pretty hard to beat. I'm personally a Black Widow human, but, you know. Southern Crescent.
For the Steam.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then the ACL units.
Yeah, the only thing I will say about the Southern stuff is do not ever insinuate that they had red cab roofs. You will unleash hellfire upon yourself.
I see.
Which you will never see again.
Noted. Yeah, I don't know. I see all these, and I still just want to go SP Black Widow.
The incoming new
I
hashtag they
figured
were
out why I don't mind the I figured out why I don't mind that BQ23-7.
But also, have you
Oh.
considered CNJ? Have you considered CNJ?
It's very similar to the Pilbara cabs that they use in WA. If you
Eh.
search up Pilbara cab. If you search up Pilbara cab, it'll come up. But
Well, I hate to tell you this, but I don't know how to spell your accent. How do you spell that?
Pilbara, Pilbara.
Yeah.
Pilbara. Yeah, Pilbara.
To spell that.
Yeah.
Pilbara.
You people and your pronunciations down there. It is very similar to that, isn't it?
That Hammersley Iron Scheme goes hard.
It does actually.
Mark, are you?
I've always been a fan of the BHP blue. BHP blue tickles me.
Also, I will say this too. Yes, good old robe.
I would just like to throw my Railroads paint scheme of the blue and orange into the ring.
Okay.
I think it's incredible.
C&J, what is it?
If you talk smack about the robe, are you disrobing?
That is a good vibe. The paint scheme, not whatever the fuck Paul just said. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Black Widow is probably my favorite, but yeah, I could see it. But that'd be a fun episode talking about paints as well. Yeah.
Take a peek at the Grand Trunk streamlined Oilers. Those things look sick.
Grand Trunk had streamlined Northern?
Streamlined 484s, yeah.
Although I do have to say the D&H PAs do have a good look.
D&H has really good diesel locomotive look, but they have really terrible steam locomotive look. So
I specified the PAs.
Yeah. Is this the the Grand Trunk Streamline 484?
I'm watching the stream. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah,
No,
that's the Canadian national one. It's the same
that's
thing.
the Royal.
It's the same thing.
No, but that's the Royal Blue one.
Yeah, it's the same
that's
thing.
the green one.
It's the same thing.
They were green.
They were green.
They were hot pink.
I
whaleskin hubcaps.
5325 though.
No. Not a fan. It's goofy looking.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Skyline casing with the nose just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's weird. I gotta get through the top chats and finish up for the evening here, guys. So, John Doe, the IS from 1932 actually believably predates the Commodore. Oh, comrade, we make first looking shovel nose locomotive. Look at that.
When did they do that?
Apparently in 1932. So that's interesting. We stole from the Russians. At least according to John Doe. Andrew Lucia, the Great Western OAS Hurricane had 10-foot tall drivers, but yeah, 12-foot would be probably the bleeding edge limit for practical driver size, unless you get to Breitsperbahn scaled stuff at least. I have a distinct feeling that anything over 8 feet is like the practical limit. Like, yes, you could do stuff, but it would not be practical. So
from memory, that GWR engine is also a 7-foot gauge.
Right.
Okay, no. The streamlined one was a 1937 product. The series of engines was manufactured in 1932.
But they didn't streamline it until 37. Do your research, John Doe.
Dude, they do look mean unstreamlined too. I'm just gonna dump this in VC text. They look mean as hell.
Yeah, that doesn't look terrible, does it? Huh.
Yeah. There's
Nice.
also a center headlight one, which kind of looks Chinese.
Does kind of look Chinese. Weird. Resident Evil, the BQ-23-7s were called Aegis cruisers because they looked like ships. Yeah, there you go. It was supposed to eliminate cabooses by having everyone up front. Crews absolutely hated them, cramped. They didn't like the flat nose. That tracks. 300-pound baseman. Hey, William. What is the 3-cylinder locomotive you mentioned a few days ago? Thank you. Baldwin 60,000? Presumably, if it was public video. If you're in the members video, we did talk about the SP 5000 class briefly, but it wasn't a focus by any means. But they're neat as hell. 5021s in LA on display at Rail Giants. So, James Edwards, fireman, 3 years. 3 years, wow. Thanks for all the great videos, Hyce. Thank you for supporting. Very much appreciate that. You're the Gymnast 98. Oh, my YouTube. The air pumpy kind. Namely, the inputs/outputs go-go gadget MS Paint. Inputs and outputs. Okay, we could do that. That's actually pretty straight ahead. I'm just going to have to find a picture. It's probably gonna be easier for me to Google one. compound air compressor. Yeah, it's not one off of one of our engines, but yeah. Inputs, outputs is easy. The internal routing to the casting is a little bit harder, but anyway, go Gadget MS Paint. Almost always, at least actually with a cross compound, this theoretically should be always. The single stages can be plumbed left side input or right side input in some cases, but in the case of these, you've got your governors right here on this locomotive. Sometimes it's further down the line, but you've got the air compressor governor that actually tells the pump to cycle and admit steam. And so this is steam admission coming in here. You've got high pressure steam on this side, low pressure steam on this side, and then steam exhaust over here, which is typically run into the steam chest and then exhausted through the blast nozzle to accumulate a little draft and keep the fire hot. Sometimes oil burners don't do that, like the SP kind of favored not doing that, most famously on the cab forwards with the pumps just having a little nipple, like a 90, and then an itty-bitty little nipple that went up, and so you got the pshoo, pshoo, laser gun, ray gun noise that they would make because the rapid exhaust of that. But stuff like SP18 and other engines and other oil burners just exhaust behind the stack just to kind of keep everything tidy in terms of view. But then down on the air side, on the right, you've got the air intakes, which are usually teed together in some fashion like this. In later years, Wabtec would actually, I guess they weren't Wabtec yet, whatever, Westinghouse would offer a cast singular piece that would be everything put together, and then what I usually refer to as the suck bucket is off to the right here, and unfortunately it's not in this image that I found on Google, but it's just a big filter housing basically, and there's a couple different styles, but filter the intake air, sucks in there, that's great, and then your air output to your main reservoir is over here. So the rest of this, all these malarkey, there's 4 different drains on these. The 2-cylinder cocks basically for both sides, and or sometimes some pumps, depending on year and casting and all that, have an actual steam inlet drain so that when you first crack the steam to the pump, there's that. And then these are the cups, the air end oil cups that are filled with an air oil. And they are sized like bras. So B cups, which we use at the museum, are small. Locomotives that run for a very long time or need to pump up a lot of air tended to have D cups, which are much wider. So that's a whole fun thing. But then low pressure air over here and high pressure air over here, and then you go out to the main reservoir. So hopefully that answers your question. But internally, yeah, I've never had one of those apart, so I'd have to ask Bernie or stare at a bunch of pictures, really. But yeah, Dog Boy, you should look up the John Bull locomotive. It's from 1831, still exists in the Smithsonian. Last ran in 1981 for its 150th birthday. I've seen the John Bull in person, both the replica at the Pennsylvania Railroad Museum and as well the real one that is at the Smithsonian, and both of them are wild because of how old the replica is. I would love to, I would love, and I hope in a couple years here that they're going to run it again in 2031. I will be there if they do, but yeah. Blend Ply Nexus, Brakeman, 28 months, you finally catch one of these. Foamer Mind active. Good. TTMM-M1I. Quite the username. Fireman, 1 month. I know it's not trains, but I'd love to see a video where you go to an aviary or bird rescue and hold a real hyacinth macaw in your hand and capture the look on your face. We don't have me holding one, but let's see if I can easily pull up the pictures. Because I went last year for my birthday. God, what was the name of the place? We went to a bird sanctuary, the biggest one in Colorado, the Gabriel Foundation. There it is. We went to the Gabriel Foundation for my birthday, my girlfriend and I, and of course she has all the pictures of me interacting with the hyacinth. But we got to hold a couple birdies, and they were very sweet. One of the cockatoos was actually like the nicest, most excited bird that just loved humans, which is kind of rare for a cockatoo. But I did get to meet Iggy, the hyacinth macaw that they brought out especially for me because it was my birthday. And that somewhere there's pictures of me losing my shit because it was so cute, and I wish I had it on video too. It would have been spectacular. They said like, hey, we have several hyacinths, but you know, some of them are a little bit more temperamental, and you know, maybe they might not like people or whatever, so we can't take you in to go see them, but you can look through the windows and whatever. Okay, great. You know, it was wonderful to tour the facility and all that. But they brought Iggy in for feeding, and I got to feed him a little walnut, and he very much, you know, loved it and chomped on it. But then he walked to the edge of the table and leaned over at me, like offering me his head, like, please scritch me. And I remember like, and looking at the two ladies that were volunteering there, and they're like, yeah, you know, he's offering you, like, scritch the bird. And so there's a picture of me scritching a hyacinth for the first time ever, somewhere. It's in the announcements in the Discords, I'm sure, you know, from 2 years ago. I'd have to go search for it, but that was a very special thing, and I very much appreciated. Like, that was one of the coolest presents I've ever gotten, and I blame the cute lady that's upstairs right now for that. So, whether or not she's watching, but anyway, that was pretty cool. It was also really funny because when we were there, I got to meet Dusty, the cockatoo, the actual cockatoo named Dusty, not Dusty, my Dusty, that is also a cockatoo sometimes, which is pretty funny. But anyway. 94 Chevy, thank you for the gifted membership. Model Railway Backshop, look at the 1946 scheme of the Northern Pacific Pine Tree scheme. Evidently, we need to do a paint scheme video because people are up on this, apparently. With all the opinions and everything.
You should get Armagon in on it.
You know, I wonder if he's got opinions on diesel paint schemes. Obviously, on the early Baldwin stuff, he's got everything. But
I think surprisingly, Dan is opinionated about diesel paint.
I am sure. Dan somehow knows everything.
yeah.
So
Dan
yeah,
spooked me a little bit.
Ooh, you know, that's pretty nice too.
Hey, Mark, check VC's text.
Thank you, Corey the man. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I don't have time to go look for this right now, but I know it's in Discord somewhere. More important than Northern Pacific schemes. There's me petting Iggy, and there's me having as soon as it'll Discord, you garbage software. It's not been wanting to open links today. There's me after having gotten to pet the boy. So I reacted the way I react, unsurprisingly. That was pretty cool. So let's see. Goodness, it just jumped. Guy called Odin, engineer 12 months. Thank you, my good sir. How the hell have I been trapped in here for a year? Good question. Strong magnets. Also, the NC and St. L paint scheme for the win. The blue-gray scheme one. That one's pretty good too. We're gonna have to do a video on this. Finally, question: any word on a replacement for Trojan loader for Railroader? I've heard that there's stuff in development, but it's not finished, to my knowledge. Shrug. So, hopefully, because I saw that steel mill mod that goes in at Gov Island, and that looked cool as shit. So I'd love to give that a try, but yeah. Ben Rachel, 187 Leighton Burgundy for the business car. We do have him 3D scanned. Somebody write that down. Somebody tell Leighton.
That would be good.
That would be really funny. 94 Chevy, thank you for gifting another membership. Solaris, hey Hyce, you used the YouTube 777 route, so thank you. Appreciate it. Glen Pine Nexus, oh god, I've really been 2 years and 4 months since your membership. Keep them going. Keeps your foamer mind occupied. Time's fake, dude. I keep saying it, and people, like, some people finally believe, but, 94 Chevy, by the way, when using an oxyacetylene torch to remove a truck hitch, don't let the molten slag go down your sleeve. Hashtag ask me how I know. Ouch. I hope you're able to wash that off. That's... Slag going down things are not a good time, so.
Yeah, definitely took a page out of my book.
Yeah. I remember when Goose was a relatively new volunteer, Dusty was overhead welding our second smoke jack for stall 2, or I guess the first one for stall 2, the second one for the shop, for 20, and he was overhead welding, and he had a piece of slag go and play ping pong all the way down, went down his shirt, went down his overalls, into his boot. I was sitting there in the telehandler, with them up, Jeff and Dusty on the raised platform, and all of a sudden I feel the thing start to shake, and I'm like, what the heck's that about? And then a boot goes flying across the shop. And poor dude, he had to go. He thankfully didn't have to have surgery, but he had a pretty nasty burn on his foot from that. And yeah, that's the biggest thing. If you're ever doing torch work or welding stuff, make sure you've got your shit covered, because those little sparks will go wherever the fuck they want, and they will find the way down to all the nasty stuff. So yeah.
They will burn right through your clothing.
Correct, yeah. And Dusty was very lucky that, oh yes, it went down his shirt, then down his overalls, and just ended up in his boot. I mean, there were many other places that they could have landed and sat and been a problem. So, yeehaw. Anyway, Andrew Lucia, the GWR being 7-foot gauge barely mattered since it was all standard gauge sized anyway. True, in that term of thing. Surly the Fourth, look up Rexel Drug Train Simulator. Similar to the Soviet... What? Drug train...
I don't... There shouldn't be a simulator in there.
No, there's not. Similar. Okay.
Okay.
Rexel Drug Train.
Yeah, Rexall had their own train.
Oh. It is... it's similar to the... Yeah.
It is a New York Central streamlined Mohawk oil burner.
That's fun.
Absurd.
Huh.
One of, I think, only 2 streamlined 482s, the other one belonging to the UP.
The Flying Hot Dog, yes.
Yeah, I've never heard it called that before.
The UP one is disgusting. It's that brown awful thing, isn't it?
It's brown and red and yellow. And,
it's terrible.
The 49er.
Yeah. I've heard Brett call it the Flying Hot Dog before. It's pretty terrible.
I've never heard it called the Flying Hot Dog, but boy does it
fit. It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yep. Would you like the hot dog with mustard? No, I'd like it with roller bearings, please. Ugh, what a gross locomotive. Neat. But gross.
Kin or SKF, sir?
Hyatt's, actually, please. Anyway. Oh, goodness. Colorado train history, engineer 18 months. I'm sure it's a replica, but would you like a Northern Pacific tin? I would take it. Northern Pacific engines did used to run out of inner base, so there's a little touchstone there. I appreciate that. Jared Stafford. Fireman 40 months. Hello, my honey. Hello, my darling. Hello, darling gal. I'd heard it before.
I should check if 2261 was based out of Inner Bay. That'd be funny.
That would have been funny. Colorado train history sent a pic of the tin in Discord. Thank you. I'll take a look. Solaris. So you've tried it. If you don't get it, blame it on Gmail and others stuff. Okay. Well, I'll reply if I do get it. If you don't, then shrug. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. And Blend Pie Nexus, glad to see people still breaking the economy here. Yeah, it's been a fun, good stream. But all that said and done, I've got approximately every time I stream, this happens. I've got like 60 Discord DMs, and it sounds like I'm gonna have to go to the museum early tomorrow. So I need to be like done getting off to bed here. Thanks so much, guys. Keep it up, and hopefully we'll do a Cursed Train stream maybe in the evening tomorrow or maybe Sunday. So that'll be coming up next. Thanks for the love and support as always, and we'll catch y'all next time.